So let's go to some Q&A from the interwebs.
Sure. Question number
Talk
one.
about something a little bit more positive.
More
Let's talk about
lighthearted.
some more positive.
Yeah.
And this question is actually very positive.
Good.
I like this question.
All right.
So let's rock and roll.
Here it is.
From the interwebs.
I am not Shakespeare. So I cannot come up with a Facebook message that will express how powerful of an impact you and Echo have had on my life. My father died when I was 10, and I spent the next 12 years wasting my physical and mental gifts. You've taught me many of the lessons that I like to believe my father would have taught me if he were alive. Here's a brief list of my achievements over the past 2 years that you deserve at least partial credit to. Here we go. Lost 90 pounds, net weight 300, from 300 pounds down to 210.
That's legit.
Yeah,
That's a
legit.
big difference.
Yeah. People weigh 90 pounds, by the way. You
Yeah,
lost a whole
yeah,
person.
that's a person.
Yeah. Deadlift max went from 225 to 455.
Legit.
Bench went from 185 to 315. Mm-hmm. Extra legit. Started training jiu-jitsu.
Boom.
Yeah. And boxing with friends, even though there's nowhere to train where I currently live except for the yoga room at LA Fitness.
You can make it happen in the yoga room at LA Fitness. Let's get it on in the yoga room at LA Fitness. That's what I'm talking about.
Like on Lionheart, I think they did it in they fought. Anyway, that's a whole nother thing. Anyway, spent 2 years working at an awful job where I led from the middle and improved the output of the entire facility while adding to my own skill set to the point where I was able to get a job I love.
That's awesome. That's awesome to be bragging about the fact that you had an awful job that you just got after it in. Yep. And look what happened. Guess what the results are? You get the job that you want.
The job you love, yep. Started at the new job last Wednesday, so that just happened. Boom.
Legit.
And he started taking class for the next job I want on Coursera.
Must be some kind of an internet thing.
Mm-hmm. I'm halfway through the data science certification program. Yeah, data science. I'm currently 26, and I fully intend to get after it until the day I die. I've passed your lessons on to my younger brother, who has lost 50 pounds and swings the kettlebell I got him every day.
Yeah.
Dang. When I lack the motivation to do what needs to be done, your words ring loud in my ears. Discipline equals freedom. Thank you so much. Okay, so the question is, you may not.
The reason I included this preamble of kind of what you're going to hear, but as I thought about how to answer this question, it's good to know what the background is and what successes he's had. That's why we kind of threw that in there. Yeah, because it's awesome. It's awesome to hear about a trooper just getting after it.
Yeah. Dang, numbers too. That's the thing.
Yeah.
That's the good thing about, like, you can say, hey, I'm getting after it nowadays. Good.
But now I'm deadlifting 455.
Yeah, this guy's like, I'm getting after it. Here's how my results.
Awesome.
Anyway, okay, Jocko, you may not have this issue. How do you avoid feeling discouraged when you realize how much of your life you wasted when you're not getting after it? Do you ever worry that you won't achieve your full potential because you wasted time?
Well, first of all, like I said, first and foremost, congratulations.
Second.
That's just legit. And to have made that much progress, you're obviously on the path and getting after it, and what you've accomplished is awesome. Some people never make that transition. So stay on it, keep crushing it. Now, as far as discouragement goes from not having gotten on the path earlier, do I feel that way? Would I feel that way? Negative. Don't know. Okay, you were a little late getting in the game. But I'll tell you what, 26 years old, is that what we're talking about? 26? Yeah, at 26 years old, you're youngin'.
Very much.
You're youngin'. But I'll tell you what, even if you were 40 or 50 or 60 or 70, doesn't matter. You're in the game now, and that's what counts. And all those quote unquote wasted years, they weren't wasted, right? They're not wasted because you learned. And specifically, what did he learn about? Learned about what it's like to be out of shape. Learned about what it's like to be overweight. Learned about what it's like to be weak. And the knowledge that you learned about those things is fuel to make sure that it never happens again. Because you know what is out there, and you know how bad it can get. And this is the other reason why it's beneficial that you have a past that wasn't perfect, is now you can teach other people how to do it very clearly.
Yeah.
You can inspire other people to do it. Look at what you did to your brother.
Yep.
Right? It's another good example of that. So back in the day, before anybody knew what jiu-jitsu was, back in the day, I am the worst person to introduce jiu-jitsu to people. Because when they see me, because I'm 225 pounds and I'm, a big guy, and they think, of course, this guy can choke me. Of course, they don't expect anything else. Yeah. So when I choke them, they're like, well, yeah, you were really strong.
Yeah.
So the best people to introduce jiu-jitsu to people is like Jeff Glover, right? Who's 150 pounds, skinny guy, and he comes out and chokes you, big, strong guy, 27 times in a row. They say, oh, maybe this stuff works. Yeah. Well, it's the same thing here. People look at me, they go, well, Jocko's just hardcore. Yeah. No, not just me. Look at you. You're the one that did it. You went through a much bigger transition than I've ever gone through in my life.
Yeah.
So I say you embrace what you learned from the weekdays. Let them make you even stronger. And you use your own personal transformation that you've made in life, use that to help other people transform and get on the path as well. Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Oh, so good. And there's a lot to be said too for that. Like how he was talking, this is what I think anyway, is how his brother lost 50 pounds, right? So, and that's like a lot of times I feel like when people will do good stuff for themselves and make these big changes, other people who see, there's two people, I'm sure there's more than two, but there's two kind of people where some will be like, they'll just hate and they'll be just jealous and they'll, whatever. But the legit people like in your life or around you are going to be like, hey, what'd you do? Even if it's not losing weight, even if it's like you're making like millions of dollars now, they're like, oh, like, what are you doing? You just sort of changed real quick. Like you're making millions out. What'd you do? I want to get on that stuff, whatever you're doing. And the workout thing, that's a big one. So if like a lot of times like girls, they'll lose all this weight and now they're like super attractive. They're, as attractive as they always wanted to be kind of thing. All the other girls, what did you do? Oh my gosh, what'd you do? And they want to do it too. It's almost like you can prove it to others that it can be done. Concept. Yeah, exactly.
It's good.
Yeah.
Stay on the path, man. That's awesome. Awesome stuff.